Epic intro music.
Hello Pennyballs, hello Pictus here, and welcome back to part 22 of my Rohan Campaign for Divide and Conquer version 5. Now, I'm going to do something a little bit different at the start of this one. I'm going to give you a full overview of how far we've come. First things first, I want to address the last episode where we lost our king. We lost King Theoden, and apologies if I moaned throughout that battle. I know I did. I haven't edited that one yet, but I know I moaned throughout that one. So that's the thing about live commentary, is I didn't know it was going to happen either, so I moaned the whole time. It was an epic battle. I think it was the battle of the 7 armies. We had Eomer, we had Theoden, we had Faramir, we had another army of Gondor, and we had 3 huge stacks of Mordor. And we did do a heroic victory, and it was a fantastic battle, but yes, we did unfortunately lose the king, and that in turn made me moan a lot during the last one, so sorry. But here, I would like to give you a quick overview of the family tree. I would like to give you a quick overview of how the victory conditions are coming along, and then I would like to toggle the fog of war and take you around the whole map. I think turn 73 is a nice turn to give you an overview of the world. I was thinking when I defeated my first 2 factions I would show you then, but I kind of thought it wasn't far enough through the campaign. Nothing that interesting or out of the ordinary had happened outside of Rohan. The AI hadn't done anything spectacular, that's what I was trying to say. But anyway, now I believe they have, and there's all sorts of wars, all sorts of stuff going on, and as you know, there's unlimited replayability in this game. There's no 2 campaigns that go the same way. With Theoden, I did want to get him killed, but not in that battle. I was planning to hand Rohan over to the next generation, Theodred and his sons, so eventually one of Theodred's sons will become king, but I didn't want it to happen that early, as I explained. At the moment, King Theodred, he is called now. King Theodred is our faction leader, and we know he's fearsome, he's proven in battle, he has full command, and he is a legend, and I want to make all 3 of his sons fearsome commanders. Yul is a perfect name for me because obviously one of the famous kings of Rohan, Yul the Younger. So Yul the Younger the second he will become. I will make him the faction heir. I've already given him the Horn of Helm Hammerhand. So I don't know exactly how that works, but I think on the next turn it will give him the faction heir status. I'm not entirely sure about that because I don't know about the limitations of the mod, but because it all happened on this turn, it's made Lycaon the faction heir because it was the same turn in which Yul became of age. So there was a bit of an overlap, and also I think it favours the ones with more command, and Lycaon has already got Lycaon has already got about 7 command stars. He is already a fearsome general, and he's leading a heavily strong army, as you can see at the bottom, with late game infantry troops all round basically. But anyway, I've given control of Theodred's army to his son and heir, Prince Yul, and then Lycaon is still commanding his army. He's still a prince, let's be honest. He's Theodred's adopted son, but because he's adopted, I wanted him to be, first marshal, whatever they call it, whichever one is second in command to the king, basically, that isn't the faction heir. And Eomer still retains his, third marshal status all the way over here, and his sons are getting older too. Lycaon is almost of age. Eowyn is now married to Hlothere, and they've had a daughter. So in the next few episodes, well, basically all the episodes to come, gradually all of these boys that you see here will come of age and be governors. And like I said previously, Eomer's 3 sons and Theodred's 3 sons will all lead armies. So I want to fully get the next generation going. That's enough of me describing all that, I think. Now, onto the victory conditions, which is the screen on the right. To win the game, you need to eliminate Dunland, Isengard, and Mordor. We've already ticked off Dunland, we've already ticked off Isengard, so to actually get the victory conditions, we only have to defeat Mordor as a faction and hold Barad-dûr, which, if we defeat Mordor, we will hold that. And you need to hold 30 regions. So if you do all that and you don't have 30 regions, you still need to take a few more. And we currently have 23 regions, and we should pretty much get to 30 just in the war currently with Enadwife. They have a few more settlements, so shouldn't be that hard to hit the 30 stat. It's just defeating Mordor is going to be the hardest obstacle of this campaign, but I think we're making good progress. So if we have a look over here, I've got Prince Leonair. We're still going to call him Prince, even if the heir and Prince title does go to the one I want on the next turn. But he is sieging down Londangren, and I've put a couple of watchtowers over here with Theodred so we can spot this guy. There's this guy, but I'm not worried about them. They've got like no men. But this guy is one of Enedwife's last remaining full armies. But they've got a lot of mercenaries, so if we kill Sadok, we can absolutely crush them. And as you can see, this boundary line here is actually Gondor territory. So Gondor have pushed up this way through the west of them, and they've captured Balorn over here. So Enedwife, in their original region of Enedwife, only have 2 territories left, Longangren and Londair. They do control this massive region up here too, but that is not originally Enedwife's territory. Enedwife's original territory and this region of the map is called Enedwife here, and we've basically secured their heartlands. We have Ull. He is now going to be leading this army for good. It's not the best army, but I am recruiting Eorid Lancers around the place. Only 2 units of them, actually. I made it sound like I was making a full stack of them, but the Eorid Lancers are our late game cavalry. Now, I haven't in this campaign actually showcased any of the late game cavalry to you, so I'm hoping to show that off in the episodes to come, but I'll just show you quickly here. The Riddermark cavalry, the Riders of the Fold, and the Eorid Lancers. I've not shown any of those 3 in battle yet. We've only used the Peasant Scouts, the Standard Rohirric, and the Rohirric Archers. These 3 units of cavalry here are the late game cavalry, which we will dominate the map with, because they are much more fearsome. You can see 19 defense there, 20 defense, and 21 defense for the Riddermark cavalry. It's very, very, very strong, and probably the best cavalry in the game from standard units, discounting generals, bodyguards, because it's Rohan, the quintessential cavalry nation. Now, I know I am talking a lot, but it has to be done. And if anybody wants to rename this one after Gamling, because Gamling fell fighting Enedwife over in this region, so I've just changed the capital of Enedwife to Gamling. But if you can think of something a little bit better than that, but that still kind of is named after Gamling, let me know. I don't know if we just tried to stick to the sort of Anglo-Saxon Celtic lore of Rohan and Enedwife and call it like Gamlingford, or something like that. And it's a large town currently, but we can upgrade it to a city. So you are not just naming a settlement, you are naming a full-on city. And that's one of our most populous settlements now. If we go over to the settlements tab and sort by population, these new territories that we are taking are some of our most populous and will become our most profitable settlement. And honestly, we can only really sustain 4 full armies at the moment. So fighting on 2 fronts, we have to split the 2 armies. Once we knock Enedwife out, we'll have so much more territory, so much more income. We can focus more of the army over here on the Mordor front. Now, back on the Mordor front, because Faramir took part in the last battle with us, his force is incredibly depleted, but I might just kind of push in one more time. We're not going to fight the Witch King, but the Witch King is back again over here. But Gondor should be able to roughly deal with him. We want Faramir to retreat. And all of these forces up here are doing good work. Because this army of Mordor is out of the settlement, Gondor can strike this army and bring all of the reinforcements of Calenardhon in, and they won't do it because the AI aren't as efficient, but if they were to completely defeat this army on the field, they would automatically gain Calenardhon, which they probably won't do, but what I would like to see in the end turn is a massive victory and then starting to siege down Calenardhon, because we need to start getting back across the river, because we are very, very stuck at this choke point. And honestly, with Gondor, Rohan, Mordor, this is the main fight area of the game. It just is. But yes, we are going to take this battle. I think I've explained absolutely everything. The only other thing was I did get a comment about showing more of the city management, and I think they're correct. I don't think I show enough of the city management, but I do tend to cut it. with it being live, I do tend to spend a long time making decisions, and even just now, it's taken me 11 minutes. I'm at 11 minutes into the recording on the raw footage, and I've still only just fully explained everything. So I think what I'm going to do is just every few turns or so, I'm going to like sum up which buildings I produced and things like that, because otherwise it just goes on. The videos are already kind of too long, in my opinion, but in a game like this, they have to be that long. But yes, anyway, I'm just going to try to get on with it now. I will just say that my general method of city management is that I put everything to low tax rate except the strongholds, because of course you can't change the tax rate in them, because I feel like if you grow the population you will get more people, more taxes. The only time I push up the tax rates in settlements is if I'm really desperate for the money, and at this point, let's be honest, I'm not really desperate for the money, but there's a few buildings going at the moment, like I'm getting the Marshal Stables at Edoras next turn, so that is much needed for our high-tiered troops. Our late-game tiered troops for the Mordor front, because at the moment we've only got the late-game troops on the other front. Late-game cavalry troops, sorry. We have the late-game infantry on both fronts. We're upgrading Entwade to a large town, and, you know, all sorts. You know, Great Hall over here. Leather worker over here. We're building a mining network down here. Leather worker. We're upgrading Byler to a town, which is great. I think I mentioned that before. We're getting the tomb in Barad Vin. We're getting a Lord's Hall over there. But yes, I'll try to kind of go through it more while I'm doing it. But I'll try also not to take too much time. So anyway, was going to do a toggle fog of war, wasn't I? I forgot about that. Okay, so this is where I'm going to toggle the Fog of War. Now, if you haven't seen this before, it's basically where we go into the, I don't know what you call it, we go into the commands, the in-game commands, and we basically do a cheat that allows us to see the entire map. Now, I don't play the whole campaign like this, I don't use it at all, but I think the more experienced players do love to do this when the game gets later on, not for a tactical advantage, but just as an interest to show what's going on in the world around us, and especially on YouTube, I think it's very, very interesting to kind of show off. And I think, while a couple of people might not be happy with it, I think for the most part, it will be entertaining. Straight off, we'll have a look at our own kingdom, because we can already see that. So, our most profitable settlements. We've got the bin men outside, so Kingsley is, of course, trying to murder them, as he does. Can't get out, though, so it's fine. Okay, so our most profitable settlements being Isengard and Edoras. Of course, actually, Isengard is our most profitable settlement by the looks of it, which is very interesting. No, Entwade, look at that. Entwade with Eomer's father. Eomer's father is obviously a legendary governor, and yet Aldburg is doing well too. So some of these heartland settlements, like Ginyard and Onodriff, would be doing a lot better too if they had governors. It's because these guys have been governing these two settlements from the beginning and really, really building them up. That's a nice profit. Rockburg basically starts almost isolated, so we still haven't got anything going there, but I would like to build the towns like Rockburg up too. Now, River Anduin has fallen to the elves, which is fine. And now, since I've mentioned that, we will move on to the elves of Lothlórien, who seem like they're doing kind of standard. They've pushed out to Arui and they've pushed out to River Anduin, so they've kind of made a little bit of progress, but they haven't done too much. Now, the dwarves of Khazad-dûm, again, they haven't made any progress except for the Khazad-dûm West that we've given to them, but that basically makes them more active because they can attack from the west and they can attack from the east. And over here, let's have a look at the goblins of Moria now. So they have taken Anon and Arod back, but they did have a Doom stack, so that is kind of fair, but I think the elves are fairly keeping them in check. The elves have managed to garrison and hold on to the other settlements, which I like, and they've pushed out to Camath Bryn. But there's a bit of activity over here. They're sieging down a goblin fort. So they should, I think, in turn push back. And the dwarves might even take Anon Arod. And Zagkala as well. And this red circle is here because the ring has been located in Goblin Town. The One Ring. in which we can destroy the forces of Mordor. But I'm not taking that route just yet. I think in the effort of fun we will not charge at that. And the Goblins of Moria are on this side of the Misty Mountains too. They have Methelberg, and they are sieging down. This guy, Captain Gazduff, is attacking Bjorn's Hall, so they could take some more territory over there. And their new High Chieftain is over this side of the Misty Mountains too, so they're quite in force over here. So I am hoping the elves can kick them out over this side. Now we can see the Vale of Anduin struggling a bit, but they tend to always do that because the Vale of Anduin, the Bjornings, are always surrounded on all sides. So they're being sieged up here by the Snow Orcs and besieged down here by the Goblins of Moria, and they do have the Snow Orcs closing in on them too. And Dol Guldur is pushing in from this side as well, and they're fighting Dol Guldur at Rosgobel. Now Dol Guldur are more orcs. They have 3 of the 9 ring wraiths, so they are still fairly fearsome faction, and they've been dominating in this region over here. Up here we have Legolas's lot and the Woodland Realm, so they're kind of doing the usual. They've got their 3 settlements. We have Dale over here with they've got 4 settlements, and they're basically fighting Dol Guldur for control of Burt Algi. So all of those factions are kind of tied up. The Snow Orcs doing their thing, kind of mentioned them already. The Dwarves of Erebor over here doing okay. I have a diplomat over here, so I could see what was going on a bit more. And the Snow Orcs do tend to launch quite a lot of assaults on their territory. But they're doing pretty well. They're holding their territories on this side, and they are fighting the Easterlings of Rhûn, the evil men. And Dorwinion over here, another good faction. They're actually doing pretty solidly. Dol Guldur are kind of distracted. They are fighting. Ooh, that is the Dol Guldur faction leader there. So those guys are going to struggle with him. But Dorwinion are doing fair. They're holding their own against the might of the Easterlings and Dol Guldur. Then we have, of course, Mordor, who have all of the lands of Mordor. And they've also pushed all the way down here. Now, this is also interesting because Dol Amroth are really kind of tanking over here. They're not going to let anybody across this river, well, much further. And then there is a few massive forces, 3 massive armies of Khand, which are basically evil Rohan. They are the cavalry faction of the bad guys. And they are assaulting Gondor from here. But I think Dol Amroth and Gondor kind of have them covered. Harad are actually a bit inactive. And Ardenaim, you can see, are launching an invasion of Dol Guldur, but they're not really sending too many men. And they quite often attack Harad too, because their alliances they're not quite as firmly allied to Mordor as the rest of them. So it's lucky that Harad are kind of being fairly inactive here, because if they decide to push through with Khand and start wiping out Gondor from this side, we're then in trouble. So hopefully our Ardenaim attack Harad. Finally, on the west side of the map, we can see Gondor pushed up to Balorn, like I mentioned, and we are about to kick Enedwyth out of Enedwyth, basically. And then Enedwyth still have all this territory up here, so we will push on north. There's Gandalf being pursued by some forces of Enedwyth. He'll deal with them, though. Because it is a Gandalf the Grey. I think it was the Grey, wasn't it? Yes. So in this game, if he dies, he does come back as Gandalf the White, so that's a nice little feature too. Enedwyth have pushed all the way up to Undertowers, and they are in the Shire. They have sent forces into the Shire, but the Shire is holding, so good on them. Northern Dunedain are doing decent. They're kind of holding their territories. And then the 2 last... Well, we got the High Elves also over here too, and Mithlond can fall to the Ardenaim. The Ardenaim Armada launches an invasion on Mithlond. Actually, I'm pretty sure in the next couple of turns that will happen. So we have the Dwarves of Ered Luin over here, who have turned semi-evil, and we have the remnants of Angmar holding out over here, but the Dwarves of Ered Luin are fighting the remnants of Angmar too, so it's a bit of a mismatch free-for-all over there. Because look, this is held by Angmar. This is held by the Northern Dunedain, and this is held by the Dwarves. So it's a full-on free-for-all up here. And it does look like, yeah, you've got Dunedain attacking Angmar. There, you got here Aragorn over here attacking Affilin. So it looks like Angmar are on the ropes too, which is good. So if we just have a quick look at the diplomacy before I push on, we're still actually allied to the Dwarves of Ered Luin, but you can see the relations say abysmal, although their reputation is very high. So they're not likely to betray us, but we're probably going to have to break that alliance off in order to re-establish alliance with the High Elves and Bree. But for now, we don't border them, so we're not going to worry about it. We're going to keep pushing into Enedwife's territory. So, as we go down here, I'm only going to point out the important ones, and I think that is the Dwarves of Ered Luin is the only one that we want to cover, really, because I've kind of said everything else. Okay, so the Dwarves of Ered Luin are allied with us, but they are at war with Bree, the High Elves, and Angmar. So that is slightly risky. That's enough of that. I think I've talked more than enough. So we're going to take the Fog of War back off. I think it is fun to take you around the map like that. So here, welcome to the start of the video. If you wanted to skip all of the babble, and you have jumped here on the timestamps. Now we're actually going to get back into the action and fight some orcs on the Mordor front. Anyway, now with Eomer, we are going to keep pushing the Mordor hordes out of Pelennor fields. The Witch King of Angmar is over here, but we're not going to fight him again this turn. Faramir is severely weakened. He has no men left, and we want him to retreat on the next turn. And we also don't want him to die in this battle, so we're again going to have to do a lot of the work. But I think I'm going to attempt this battle rather than retreating through, which we now can, because Gondor are not blocking the gate. It looks like he is, but he has to be on the next tile over to block the gate and seal us in, which is kind of what happened before. So we have Faramir on our side, but he only has 186 soldiers because of the Battle of the Seven Armies in the last episode. He is severely depleted, but we are fighting Captain Krukler and Captain Shagdush. So, Krukler, he's only got 5 units. There's a couple of good ones, but we can deal with that because there's not too many. And again, a couple of these forces are depleted, but we can just deal with that too because there is no proper general. If the Witch King was in this army, I probably would have just retreated. But what we're going to do is we're going to fight this, wipe this army out, and then we are going to retreat. Faramir is going to retreat too, and then this army below is going to come in. Oftar, he's going to come in and probably clear up the Witch King. That's the hope anyway. So let's get underway.
Muster your courage, men. We march into battle.
I hope that has been interesting for you, because I really hope that's been interesting for you, because I talked for a long time. And yeah, I would still like to apologise about the moaning in the last one, because we lost our king. We lost our king. But the next generation of Rohan will not be defeated. I won't even say not defeated so easily, because he was not defeated. He lasted 21 episodes like an absolute beast. Right, okay, so now what has happened here, I didn't actually explain this before, but what has gone on here is I've basically merged Theoden's and Eomer's armies together, the remnants of that huge battle. That is these guys. That is why we have a mixed infantry and cavalry army again. And we're all, yeah, that line is looking very, very depleted, but we'll put the spears here and we'll try to basically where is, okay, Riddermark Axemen, there's only 44 of them. We'll try to basically do all of the damage with Eomer himself again, and the cavalry. So yeah, it's not going to be easy, but we do have probably enough units to win, I'd say. So we're going to start, and we're going to have to rush this army because they're not the most sizable, and then we're going to have to get over there and assist Faramir because he has not got many troops. So I might be pausing just because Faramir needs to live, essentially. He might die, and it's not the end of the world, but we don't want it to happen. Okay, and we will be getting all the Rohirrim in because we will be essentially going retreating back and building another force. We're bringing Theodred over to this front because he is now the king. He has to lead the army against Mordor. So he is going to bring a full stack over, and Eomer is going to replenish his stack. Okay, get over here. Right. And again, we do have to note that the Black-Eric Halberds have the captain, so we will need to be killing him off. And that is the best unit they could have put him in, to be honest, because it's like the only unit I don't want to cav charge. Everybody is firing. That is always what I like to see. Okay, so what is the weakest here? Probably the Morannon Guard, to be perfectly honest. We'll send Eomer over there. And this unit of Rohirrim, I want to get a nice rear charge on the Morannon Guard, because we know that they don't have the greatest morale. Good. That was good. Now you're going to get out because they are spear units, and these guys are going to keep firing. Over here we should be fine. They're shaken already because we have a few poison arrows. We've got Drúdain in the army. So we're going to move these guys in because that's a good replenished unit, and they're flankers, they're chargers. Okay, so what have we got here? Eomer over there. I think we can wait for a second. You charge Sauron's Will. Okay. You guys keep shooting over there. I think I'm going to bring this guy in to hit them, because I don't want to really charge the halberds right away, but we have got to also watch Faramir, see what he's doing. Yeah, we will hit Sauron's Will, because we don't want to get... Yeah, because Sauron's Will is probably going to outplay what we've got over here, the Eorling Axemen. Okay. The host will rout straight away, so I'm actually tempted to hit that because it's a cleaner charge. Look. And they're shaken, so let's actually hit that. We've got to watch Eomer though, because they could easily just charge him. Yeah, they're wavering, they're going to rout. Okay, they're back up to shaken. Now they're fighting to the death. Look at that, we've already killed them all. Let's just see that they're not moving their armies. They're not moving the rest of their troops for some reason, so that works for us. Let's pull out and rear charge Sauron's Will over here. And then we will turn on what is coming at us. Morannon Guard is coming at us, which is fine. You guys just stop charging them. Okay. Okay, Faramir might get himself killed. I can see him running in. They're fighting to the death too. That is fine. Okay, you get over there. You get over here because you're going to do the same tactic. Okay, we're going to have to move them a little bit better because they're going to get... The other army has come for us and we need to move the archers out. So they can come over here. And then we've got the skirmishers and Eomer. Oh, wait, we're moving them. Don't want to move them on top of each other. Skirmishers, Eomer, and the Rohirrim. So let's run you guys over there, and then go back. Okay, Axeman. Oh god. Okay. Okay. Actually, steady, 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 steady. Okay, we're going to have to move the infantry line too. We've got Black-Eric Halberds. They're shaken, so I'm going to send the Rohirrim into the back of them. We're going to have to move the archers. Okay. Okay, archers come over here. Just run that way. And... Right, we might lose the infantry here. Let's just check if we can get over there. We can't really see, but we need to... That one is Faramir out of the front, so I think we're going to have to send the cavalry up here round to him. What's that? Don't really fancy that, shooting that one. I mean, charging that one, even though it is their captain. They don't really have many units left to make that worthwhile, in my opinion. I run these guys down here like this, and then this Rohirrim should rout that Marine Guard, but they also might not, because if I start running the Drudane off, they might go up from Shaken before we actually hit them. Yeah, they have. Okay. So you go this way. Okay, keep... Oh, yeah, okay, we're going to need to get around there and hit those guys in the back, though, for sure. Okay, now it's alright. We'll hit them now. Okay, you run. You charge. Okay, you kill them too. Kill them. They should rout any second, yep. Okay, now you get over there to get on that front. 93 of them, you've got to kill them, they will come back into play. Okay, now they are turning, what is going on? Oh, God, they caught us over here. Oh, it's because we're out of ammo. Okay, that makes sense. The fools are not skirmishing properly. Bring them over here so they run in the right direction. They haven't actually caught them, look, they've been going for the other troops, so I think they only got like one kill there, which is quite nice. But we will probably leave this unit. I don't want to charge that, and like I said, they don't have enough other men for me to really warrant throwing horses at the halberds over there. Okay, so it looks like we might lose the infantry. I'll stop firing at the cav, you fools. Right, okay. Okay, right, see if we can rout them before, yeah, that unit turns up. Could possibly, because this is with the other army, I think. Okay, you get over here. And then we're going to have to do something with Eomer over here. Because now these guys have used up all their ammunition. It's basically more Rohirrim. Let's see where their captain is. Okay, so their captain is fighting Faramir. It's one of these orc maulers. So, or it could be that one actually. That one's fighting... No, that's Lamadan Clansman. Okay, so we're going to move everybody over here. Okay, so I want you all over here. Save Faramir if you can, but it's not the main. The main priority is just winning. Okay, Maulers, hit them. These guys are in trouble, so we need to get back to... Okay, we should have annihilated this unit. They're down to 48. They should rout any second. 42. Right, and now we will support Faramir. We will kill those orc maulers. Okay, we might have to go for one more charge. You shoot. You shoot. Yeah, shoot those guys. Okay. So they're... Okay, good. We've routed the captain. Yeah. Okay, we've killed their captain. So it means of the large force. Because the captain of the small force is actually over there, but the rest of his men are already dead. Okay, so we should rout the rest of the Marine Guard now here too. Yep, they're all routed. I think we've saved Faramir again, so nice one. All of these are going to rout now too. I don't know where these guys are quite going, but that works. They've killed the archers. I think I probably just pulled them in to this fight. Let's rout the host and then run them down, and then we're going to have to save our own infantry.
They have lost half their men.
Okay, they're routing. Okay. Move on to them. And then you guys move on to them. You can stop firing as well, guys. Yeah. And then you get into these guys too, because this one unit's probably not going to rout all of them. But still, good job for relieving the line. And now we should basically win the battle right here, except for the one captain unit of halberds over there. There is another unit of halberds here, but the rest of this should at least rout. And then we can send the infantry here, yeah, into these guys for a nice rear charge. Hopefully they rout too, but they might not. I think they will. I think they're still overwhelmed enough. Yeah, wavering. And this is a great victory because Faramir did not die. And I'd like to see Faramir as King of, well, Steward of Gondor by the end of this campaign. Okay, ooh, okay, they're routing. I was kind of concerned there for a moment. One. Oh, we got halberds over there, so we can just send. I don't know, he can go there, and then the rest of the cav can go after the halberds that haven't routed yet, because they're routed. I think everyone's probably routing except that one unit. Oh no, they got two. Oh, that's the same unit, I think, those two. They're just split up, yeah. So, Faramir is still an absolute beast. He's just taken them all on his own, basically. Luckily, he has us here to assist, or he wouldn't have made it through the last couple of battles. Okay, route, please. Yes, good. And that is the end of that. And we have defeated 96%, so I think, honestly, I will just end it there. Nice. So the only army of Mordor left in Pelennor fields is the Witch King of Angmar. Another heroic victory. 410 kills from that one unit of Rohirric that we utilised. Ooh, yes. Ooh, yes. Right, now, we have a little bit of a reliance on Gondor. That's the only problem with this campaign, is we need Gondor to get their act together. Because we can't do it all on our own yet. We can in the future, when we got all of our late game cavalry marching upon Mordor, but the whole Mordor front is just assisting Gondor. So we have now wiped out these two stacks. They've obviously got quite a decent garrison at West Osgiliath, but not too worried. Okay, so we still can't get through the other gate over here because of the forces of Mordor, but we just don't want to risk him getting killed. I think I'm going to bring him back down here, to be perfectly honest. Just for one turn.
With honor. Yes.
Yeah. I'm just going to bring him down there just to be safe. I don't want to get him attacked again, because we have had a lot of battles with Eomer in the last few turns. Okay, so that is time to end the turn finally. I hope you've enjoyed this one so far. Right, so Faramir is retreating inside Minister. Oh no, he's not. He's coming back down south too, but he hasn't actually. I hope he's merged with the other army. And it doesn't look like. Come on. I need Gondor to actually take the assault here. Oh, they've brought someone down to fight the Witch King. Doesn't look like they've actually engaged in any of the battles, which is a bit annoying, but it means we might be able to come back up and hit the Witch King if there's enough Gondor troops reinforcing, so there is that. Okay, oh, what's happened here? Okay, so Tharbad is under assault for the 3rd time. You can see Swidhelm's command is increasing with every one of the battles, but again, this is a slightly larger force. We should still be fine. We should still be fine. They don't have any missiles except the Falani herders. They're the only missile unit, and that is also the captain. The elders will boost the morale, but I think we're all right. They do outnumber us, but Swidhelm is a legendary, of course, and we will still need to get this reinforced. My plan was to basically take Longangren with this army down here, and I'll probably have to deal with Sadok too in a huge battle, and then kind of converge on Longdare, and then one army go across the river here, and send the other army back to sort of defend Tharbad and attack from this side, so to alleviate Tharbad. So for now, nothing we can do. We're just going to have to take this battle and hope that we can win the defence of Tharbad. The Third Defence of Tharbad. We could try the Shiltstrom thing again. That was quite fun last time. Okay, so they do have a ladder, so we could put one lot of guys up here so that they kill whatever unit that is when they jump in. The Drudane Hunters I'm happy to leave there because they lower the enemy morale. We'll turn skirmish mode off, and Swidhelm can come in here to do a bit of cavalry. I might take him out the walls, you know, and run him round the back and try to do some damage, but I think we probably want to kill the Falani herders off first, because 18 men against 80 cavalry, those odds are a bit lower than usual. But yeah. Okay, and then we'll Shiltstrom. Although I might take them out of Shiltstrom first, because we'll try and get what happened last time where we completely blocked off the gate. That was quite cool. And again, a shield wall might be alright. A spear wall, sorry. Might be... Oh no, these ones do shield wall. That's cool. But yeah, we won't do that. Oh, we could have a look at it because we've done it now by accident. No, come out of it. Okay, it's really hard to position the troops here. I'm just gonna... No, we want Shiltstrom. Whoops. And then we want to get them like there and hope they do the same thing as last time. And then these guys... No, that didn't... It's really hard to kind of position the troops in the city settlements. They just don't like it. See, look, they won't go anywhere I want them to go. That's a bit better. Yeah, I like that. And then we'll get Swidhelm on this side, but out of the range of the Falani herders. Because as soon as they break through the gates, the Falani herders will charge in and will try to kill their captain.
We're under attack.
Yeah.
The enemy have ladders at the walls. Repel the attack.
I don't know who the best ones to shoot at are, to be perfectly honest. The Leoden, maybe the Elders, but I feel like positioned up here, it's best to just shoot the easiest target, which is these guys. Let's go into guard mode with you. We don't want to chase routers. Honestly, I will push up. Might as well push up like that. While these guys are up here. And they're all jumping in. Kill them all. I'm hoping they can take them. We outnumber them. They are fearsome. But we are the defenders and they're jumping in, so we should kill them. Hopefully. And meanwhile, our towers should be shooting the lot of them. And then once they break the walls, I'll probably switch targets to these guys. I'm liking the damage so far, though. Drudane! Very far away from their homeland. Defending the walls of Tharbad. Okay. It says the balance of forces are even, so that's not good. We'll give ourselves a horn blow. Right. We'll move the general up a little bit. Blow the horn. You guys shoot them. Let's see if we can hold. I honestly don't know. There's a lot of men. We should now probably... I don't really want to take the Swidhelm around the side now, but we should... At this point, honestly, I would quite like to see rear attack. But will they hold if I move the general away? I don't know. I think we need to try it. Hopefully they don't rout when we take the general away. But I think we need to get the rear charge in, honestly. So Swidhelm needs to go around the back. I think they should win there. You keep shooting into that. You guys get over there. And I will fast forward. If they rout, you know, obviously we lose, so... But I'm going to try to get around. Come on. Alright, and we're getting around there quite fast. Okay. Okay, so we're going to pull the time down now. I think Swidhelm, he's going to have to just do his best effort against this Javcav. There's only 18 of them, but they far outmatch the Falani herders. They just have to get there into contact with them. Good. Okay, so now there's only 51 of them left. They should win. 47, 44. Come on, lads. This is crucial for Swidhelm's survival, basically. How's it going on over here? We are killing these guys, and then we can bring them down. We're absolutely surrounding them. That is brilliant. We will kill their captain. We'll charge into the back of them and win the battle. Come on, 12 men against 24. You can win that. You're elite units. This is very close. But elite units on missile cavalry, Swidhelm should stand. Okay, they're now wavering. We want to give chase. Their captain still lives for the moment. We need to kill him. Don't know where they're running to. They're just going to get shot by the towers if they keep going that way. So it only works out in our favour. There's only 9 of them left, but we are going to kill them.
The enemy have the walls. To our defence, all will be lost. Our men have slain the enemy.
Okay, that's a bit unfair how it counts as taken the walls there, but we should be able to push them back out. Enemy general fallen, so hopefully they rout now. Let's move. Well, if they're routing, no, they're not routing yet even, so. These guys are routing. We have won the day. Kill the elders. No, wrong one. Okay.
Behold how our
Okay, we have won the battle. This is a good win because we didn't have many men at all, and Swidhelm himself has done the work. Okay, now we want to get everybody else inside. One peasant survived. Nice one, mate. Nice one. Okay, so you get back in the wall. Well, not you. And then Swidhelm's going to have to chase them down. But we don't want this army coming back into play. The towers can still shoot Swidhelm, but we should be fine. We'll stop you firing at least. We'll just kill the elders, because 15 elders we do not want to fight in the future. And that is that's the best defense of Tharbad we've had yet, and Swidhelm has proven himself. I might even let him lead some forces. Okay, and the other guys are routing in a funny direction, so honestly... Oh, we're at 93%, so we still do have to kill a couple more of them. Okay. What have we got over here? What have we got over here? Can't even see them. Yeah, it says there's something over here. Can't see it. Is it like 4 guys over there? That can't be. There must be more guys over here. Oh, they're still stuck in the gate. Okay, we'll just kill them and end it. Oh, they're still fighting us. That's a bit cheeky. Okay, that should do it now. Yep, 98% killed. Heroic victory. 207 kills from the peasant militia. The peasant militia stands strong in that Schiltstrom. I like that. I like that. We definitely always need a peasant militia to do the Schiltstrom in the gate. And I do want the other military garrison here. We're probably not going to need to defend it for too many more turns, but we've got to bolster the forces. I think this is a good time to end the episode. If I cut a lot of the talking out earlier, it will be a shorter one. If not, it has been a standard one. He is honestly not very good, but we need more governors. We will take this one. Let's have a quick look. So retinue expands. Swidhelm gains a shield maiden. King Theodred has gained the official king title. We have given him the Horn of Helm Hammerhand, so he should... Oh, the next heir. So I think that possibly means that Lyonere is going to hand the... It means he's going to have to go through it first, which, honestly, I think that's all right with that technicality being that we're not planning on getting any of these guys killed. Theoden, we obviously didn't, like I said, we didn't want him to die this early, but we did plan to hand the kingdom over to somebody else anyway in the future. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Please remember to like, comment and subscribe, and remember you can always follow me on Twitter and Instagram